Hello, thank you so much for choosing this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please could you like it, share it, and it'd be great if you could subscribe to the channel. It'll really help me out. Nigel Farage recently said words to the effect that this government in power now is complicit in one of the greatest cover-ups of our times, and that got me thinking. A few years ago, in reference to what I'm discussing today, Norman Tebbit admitted in a TV interview that the establishment had to be protected. There may have well been a big political cover-up. So, this idea of government concealing information is nothing new. Of course we know this, but they'll go to any lengths it seems, even when young people are involved. Before I start this video though, I just want to highlight a couple of points. This short film focuses primarily on a prominent politician called Peter Morrison, who was integral to the Thatcher government, placed in various posts, including that of being her parliamentary personal secretary and deputy chair of the Tory party. However, I am keen to point out that Morrison was never charged with any offence, and a great deal of information, which is in the public domain, is speculative allegation, rumours and hearsay. His life ended at a relatively young age of 51, giving neither himself the chance to prove his innocence in a court of law, or any justice for his victims, if the allegations are indeed true. That said, I will be detailing some aspects of the rumours and leave you to make up your own mind. I take no responsibility for any reference made by a third party in this video. My intentions are genuine, and my belief is what has been reported is reliable, and my understanding of the research is in good faith. I was going to do a walk and talk video showing you aspects of Bryn Estyn, a former children's home in North Wales that closed in 1984 and, following a comparatively brief stint as council officers, has fallen into significant disrepair ever since. Bryn Estyn was very much at the centre of a huge scandal of abuse that has left a dark cloud hanging over the area. Peter Howarth, the deputy head, was jailed for 10 years for his part in the vile behaviour. As I was filming though, I was approached by a council official who was rather inquisitive about what I was doing. Friendly enough, but his encroachment, along with noisy gardeners and the convoluted information, I just thought it was best to record away from the site and show you the footage I did take a little further on. Now, Morrison, at 29, was the youngest MP to be returned to Parliament to represent Chester in 1974 as part of Edward Heath's party. He was MP for Chester until 1992, when he stepped down. Now, more about that shortly. As he rose through the ranks, there was mention that an informal ceiling had been put on his career, preventing him from achieving his ambition of party chairman. This was due to his private life, but at this stage there was no mention of very young people being involved. However, he was known to be a very heavy drinker. The link between Morrison and Bryn Estyn was that there was significant speculation he'd visited the home on occasion and driven away with teenage boys, well under the legal age. Savile was also allegedly a regular visitor. Now, when I was researching this video, I was simply astonished at how many well-known buildings in the area played a part in the huge North Wales scandal. A City Hotel, previously known by a different name, was allegedly a favourite haunt of members of a ring of wrongdoers, along with a flat owned by a convicted member of the group at a house in a nearby village. I'm not going to mention the name of the hotel as it's owned by different proprietors now and has a different name. Just as an aside, concurrent to this, around this time, John Allen, the chief executive of Bryn Allen Community Homes, was also very active with despicable behaviour in 8 homes he ran. I did think about showing you one of those homes, but again, there's different owners now, different business, they're trying to make a living, so it wouldn't be fair. Then there's Gordon Anglesey, a former police superintendent, and despite receiving £375 in damages from a number of media outlets including Private Eye, he was also alleged to have been a regular visitor at Bryn Estyn and was eventually convicted, along with John Allen, for his crimes. Anglesey even had the audacity to ask constables to drive him to the home. He also worked at an attendance centre in Wrexham, a naughty boys' school. There have been numerous inquiries to try and get to the bottom of the situation that has affected literally hundreds of children and involved a significant amount of wrongdoers. Witness information has been somewhat muddled at times, reputations have been damaged, and some have even called it a modern-day witch hunt, encouraged by law firms offering help to the victims in obtaining compensation. Some victims have never had justice. Quite probably, allegedly, there may still be a few evil perpetrators walking free to this day. So back to Morrison. Now, I can't really stress enough how high up he was in Thatcher's government. There was allegedly an incident at Crewe railway station involving Morrison and a 15-year-old boy, and had been caught in the act. In a diary entry dated 24th of July 1990, Edwina Currie, when discussing the Prime Minister and the various rumours surrounding Morrison and his promotion to the Secretary position, said as follows: "She either knows or is taking a chance. Very dumb move." Currie had intimated the worst kind of behaviour by Morrison, but then subsequently reneged on it really at the inquiry, underpinning that she meant his dalliances were with boys over 16 years of age. Following a Labour Council meeting in Wrexham, the attendees went to a local pub afterwards. One of the Labour members also worked at the Leader, a local paper, and was only too happy to tell the branch secretary, Jane Lee, that the following day they were running a big expose story that would ensure victory in Chester for the party. After Jane Lee had spoken to Ian Lucas, the chair of the group, about this, there is an allegation by her that Lucas had called someone in the Labour hierarchy and was told words to the effect of, "We don't tell on them, they don't tell on us." Lucas then reported this back to Jane. Lucas emphatically denied this when questioned at an inquiry though. Then the story goes that the Chief Constable of Cheshire received a phone call from the Prime Minister's office telling him to drop all charges and to just warn Morrison. And this is a big cover-up allegation. All political parties, the police, all the media, all of them colluded to cover up the story. There is talk of an outdoors meeting on a rainy day in Chester where a deal was struck by all of them, with no thought for the victims. This has also been vehemently denied. British Transport Police found no record of an arrest or caution for Morrison at Crewe. Having visited Chester, Barry Stevens, a security officer for Thatcher, had told her and Lord Hamilton of the rumours that Morrison had hosted an all-male illicit party at the constituency residence. But, after some debate, it had been concluded that it was an all-adults event. Then the Home Office couldn't locate 114 potentially relevant files and a dossier compiled by MP Geoffrey Dickens that named and shamed 8 very high-profile offenders. He'd given this to Home Secretary Leon Brittan in 1984, and it had simply been lost. Dickens had asked Britain to investigate the Royal Court at Buckingham Palace and the diplomatic and civil service. Whether he was guilty or innocent, there was seemingly a significant cover-up, as Tebbit said, to protect the establishment. It had been alleged that in return for not standing in the 1992 election and resigning from the post, he would be protected by a deal of silence. Giles Brandreth, yes, him with the jumpers on Countdown, succeeded Morrison as MP for Chester and also gave his account under oath. His daughter is the current MP for a part of Chester. The boundaries have changed. There is so much more to this story, and I respectfully ask anyone who can flesh it out with information to do so in the comments. Hopefully, as a society, we have moved on, and monsters like this can never be allowed to repeat such heinous crimes. Thank you for watching. I know it's not a great subject matter. Hello, so I'm walking down a nice country lane. However, this country lane does hide some very dark secrets, I'm afraid. Now, there is a reason why I want to do this video today. And that is to show you that government, throughout the years, have been complicit in alleged cover-ups and so on. And I want to focus this video primarily on one individual. Now, I have to say, that particular person, this particular person, was never charged with anything, any crime in his lifetime. Okay, you see before you Bryn Estyn. Now, Bryn Estyn's a former children's home that closed in the 1980s, that's got a very dark history. Now, it is said that Morrison visited here and drove away with his victims to the countryside, to a flat owned by another one of the Wrongen community, and a hotel in Wrexham, which a lot of people from the area will recognise, but it's a different business now, so I'm not going to film that. There was also another person involved. I mean, to be honest with you, the whole area, it's absolutely entrenched with this awful situation. And that's a police superintendent called Gordon Anglesey, who was also a visitor to here, who even had the audacity to ask a constable to drive him here. Not drive him back from here though. Anglesey, continuing his audacity, also sued a number of outlets such as HTV, Private Eye, The Observer, The Independent, and actually came away with £375,000. However, he was subsequently found guilty of the heinous crimes and sent to prison, and he died not long after.